Why, don't you recognize your father's voice? My father? Zheng looked around the cave. Where? There was another peal of laughter. All around you. And then a lump of earth rose beside Zheng and wrapped him in a sandy embrace. Oh, how I terribly missed you, my boy, said the voice. With a shock, Zheng realized that he was not talking to a giant in the cave, but to the cave itself. You're not my father, he cried. My father is a man, a human. I was a human, said the voice. But I've changed, you see. And I'll always be your father. You're trying to trick me. Your name is Cocobolo. You move in the night, and liquid gold puddles in your hole. That's what the legend said. The same things are true of any man who turned into an island, said the voice. We are all Cocobolo, you see. And I am your father. I'll believe you if you can prove it to me, Zheng said. What were the last words you said to me? Come and find me, and do not let grass grow under your feet, said the voice. Zheng fell to his knees and wept. It was true. His father was the island, and the island was his father. The caves were his nose and mouth, the earth his skin. The gold filling the pit that Zheng has dug was his blood. If his father had come here to find a cure, he had failed, and so had Zheng. Zheng felt desperate and hopeless. He was doomed. There was no cure for him. Is this what he was going to become? An island, just like his father. Oh, father, this is awful. It's awful. But his father replied, It isn't awful. I like being an island. You do? Zheng asked. Yes, it took a bit of getting used to it, but it's definitely better than the alternative. And what's so bad about being human? Zheng asked, feeling insulted. And his father said, Nothing at all. It's okay to be a human if you are meant to be one. But I myself was not meant to be a human forever, and it took me a while to accept that. I was like you when things started to change. I tried to seek help from the doctor and witch doctors and other sorcerers from other cultures, but they could not make it stop. And finally I left home and found an ocean to let my sand spread and grass grow. It was a relief. Zheng asked, And you're really happy like this? His father replied, I am, although it has been a little lonely all by myself, and the only humans who visit me were here just to drain my blood. But if my son was alongside with me, I would want for nothing. But Zheng replied, I am sorry. I didn't come here for this. I don't want to be an island. I want to be human. I want to be normal. But we are not normal, his father said. No, you must have given up too soon. There must be a cure. No, son, the island said. There is no cure. This is us. We have to accept. To Zheng, this is a terrible news, worse than a death sentence. He cried. He got angry. Overwhelmed by hopelessness and anger, he raged and wept. His father tried to console him. He raised a grass bed next to him for him to lie on, and soon Zheng was exhausted and fell asleep. His father kept him safe in the cave away from the jungle cats. When Zheng woke up next morning, he moved past hopelessness. He had this will to fight until death to find a cure. He was determined. As for his father, thinking that he had made Zheng felt terribly sad, decided that he will not think of him again and let him go. Zheng gathered himself up and started to walk away. A sorrowful moan rose from the cave, along with the waves of hot breath that swept across the island. As he wept, the trees shivered and shook, and little rubies were falling down from their branches. Zheng stopped and picked up all the rubies and filled his pockets with them. And when he found his ship again, he paid his crew members with his father's tears, and he filled his ship with more of the rubies. His men cheered for him, and they headed back to Tianjin. One of his mates asked, "What about your father?" And Zheng replied, "I am satisfied that he is dead," and he spake no more. As the Improbable sailed further away, Zheng could still hear Cocobolo crying from the distance, fighting a powerful swell of regret. Zheng looked away. For a day and night, a pod of whales was swimming alongside with Improbable, singing, "Don't go, don't go. You are Cocobolo-san."